The handshake. During the important first few minutes of a new business relationship, a handshake is usually the only body contact between two people. It can communicate warmth, a genuine concern for the other person, and an image of either strength or gentleness. It can also communicate indifference and weakness. Developing a professional handshake is perhaps one of the most valuable business skills you can ever cultivate. The message you communicate with your handshake is determined by 5 factors. Degree of firmness. Your grip should be firm rather than weak. However, you don't want your handshake to be painful to the other person. So, consideration is appreciated. Be especially considerate if you are shaking hands with someone in a receiving line who has many more hands to shake, someone who is wearing a lot of rings, or who is obviously elderly and perhaps fragile. Dryness of hand. We all prefer to shake a hand that is dry. While you typically don't want to obviously dry your hands before greeting someone, this is perfectly acceptable if you have been holding a cold glass. Similarly, if you are at the buffet table and have been eating, it is expected you would wipe your hand on your napkin before extending it to be shaken. Depth of grip. A handshake is palm to palm. Generally, you will place your hand so that the web between your thumb and forefinger meets the web of the other person's hand briefly. Your hand remains perpendicular. If your palm is facing up, this may be construed as a sign of submissiveness. Similarly, if your palm is on top, it can be seen as a sign of aggressiveness. Duration of grip. The perfect handshake is about 3 seconds. You can gently pump once or twice, but this is not necessary. Then, pull back your hand, even if you are still talking. And of course, eye contact. While this will vary from culture to culture, in North America, we expect the person shaking our hand to make eye contact with us. Have something to say as you shake hands, if possible. It doesn't require anything witty. You can even use the old standby, "Pleased to meet you." These few words set the stage for some small talk that can be the beginning of a new business relationship. Grasping the top of the other person's hand with your other hand so that their hand is enveloped in yours may very well signal warmth and affection. However, this may be seen as patronizing and too familiar for an introductory handshake. Save this handshake for a meeting with an old friend.